episode 20 of the Captain and the Real Deal podcast. On today's episode, them guys recap the week 16, 17, and 18 games, and then analyze what needs to be done during the offseason to get back to the playoffs next season for their respective teams, the Seattle Seahawks and the Minnesota Vikings. They also will discuss how well they did predicting the other Week 16 games.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Damen und Herren, it's time for the podcast featuring Captain Vuk and Billy Gold, aka The Real Deal. This is the only place that's talking Hawks and Kings, but to be specific, we're talking Seattle Seahawks and Minnesota Vikings. So strap up. We're taking you on a fantastic voyage, unlike any you've ever been on, so sit back and get ready to set sail to the emerald-rich lands of the Seattle Seahawks and the treasure-filled valleys of the Minnesota Vikings with your hosts, Captain Vuk and Billy Gold, aka The Real Deal. Let's get it.
And the 12s, welcome back.
Yes, sir, we're back.
We're back. We had a little disruption for the past couple weeks. You know what's going around. We're trying to dodge it. We can't stay in the same room, but we finally got the logistics straightened out, and we are back in the saddle again.
Ready to ride into the prairie.
So we are ready for episode 20 of the Captain and the Real Deal podcast. I'm Billy Gold, along with my co-host, Captain Vuk.
Emerald Nation, Emerald out.
And the Maverick.
Mike, off your nose now, off your nose. You
Our
got
production engineer.
Two bandits, okay. Splash one. The other one is bugging out. You are Winchester and bingo. RTB Top Gun. Split us, split us. Hit that up for my man Be Gold. Nice, that was your 20th engagement. Mission accomplished, well done.
Wow. All right, Mr. Top Gun, thanks for joining us again. You have a little homework coming up. I got to see that jet fighter next episode land on an aircraft carrier.
Let's do it.
By the way, doing a barrel roll attack on your approach.
After doing a flyby right before that buzz in the tower.
Exactly. So you
make the CO spill some coffee.
You got some homework, Top Gun. So we expect you to deliver next week. All right. We have another great episode in store for you today. As we're going to recap, we got a lot of recaps to do. We're going to recap week 16, week 17, and week 18
Three
games.
in a row. Let's go.
And then we're going to take a deep dive into what is next for our respective organizations after failing to make the postseason. As always, I started an hour ago. Fill up your solo cup. Sit back and get ready for another fantastic voyage. Hey, Cap.
My brother, talk to me.
Are you ready to roll?
You know I'm always ready to roll. Back on the bridge where I'm supposed to be at. Scolders, I saw you swinging and ducking and punching and kicking, trying to get it done. That's all right. I can't wait to hear B-Go break it down. To the 12s, the Seahawks and everybody in the Emerald Nation. Your trip with Destiny Travelways was an epic one. It was an 18-week journey, B-Gold. We had our ups and downs, but we did it together. That's how we roll. We didn't make it into the big dance or the tournament, but the taste we had in our mouths, the 3 weeks, the last 3 weeks of the season is drastically different than it was basically that game against Chicago when we lost. So I should speak on the last 2 weeks, that feeling, but get ready because We're about to talk about it and what might be next. Be Gold, are you ready to shake and bake, rock 'em and sock 'em, get it and hit it? I know I am. So let's talk some Hawks and Kings, my man.
Captain.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So let's start today with some questions and open items. So, Cap,
My man, what's up?
I got a question for you.
Hit me with it.
And I'm prepared this week. I wrote my answer this
You got
time.
a response?
Well, I tried to get so far ahead of the game in the past episodes that I've got questions, but I didn't do my own answers. So, Cap,
What you got?
in your lifetime, what do you regret not doing?
Wow, that's interesting because there's something that jumps immediately to my mind. And I don't know if you've been talking to my family or anything like that. I don't share this with everybody, but I will share it with you and I'll share it with the Scolders and the Emerald Nation and the 12s. But when I graduated from college, I played football in college as well as was the priority, which was being a student athlete, making sure my books were straight. But when I graduated from college, I did not know that I could walk onto an NFL football team to try out. I thought you had to have an agent. And I swear to you, the football that signed in my office by that particular receiver that we mentioned a while ago, I think I could have took his job, but I didn't know the terrain. I didn't know anybody that had been through that process before me that said, hey, man, all you got to do is walk on and give it a shot, because I would have tried. But that's the one thing I do regret, because I feel like I might have had a shot, because I may not be the fastest cat out there, but you're going to get it.
You got the
I'm
height.
going to give it to you.
You got the hands.
I was feeling good about it, at one point in my life that I could compete at that level, at least try. They could tell me no. I've heard no before. I'm very used to that word. Heard it a lot growing up. I'm sure you did too.
I don't listen to no.
So that's the one thing I would probably, if I could do that piece over, I would try, but maybe it happened for a reason, my man.
All right.
Great question.
Good answer. So for myself,
We are back.
what I regret not doing prior to this year, every year, Bud Grant had a garage sale.
Really? And that was common knowledge?
It really wasn't, but he would take all the memorabilia that he had and he would have people come to his garage sale. And you could purchase it and get it signed.
Really?
And he did it for years and years and years, but now it's not that he ran out of stuff. He's too old to hold a garage sale.
That's interesting.
But I monitored it for years and years and years.
Yeah.
And I should have did it. So it's a regret in my life not going to the Bud Grant garage sale.
Interesting. It's too bad you found out about that after the fact, huh?
No, I knew about it.
And I should have prefaced this too, because everybody that listens to this knows I came from the city of Destiny, which is about 30 miles away from the Emerald City. And the team that I would have walked onto, I alluded to it earlier, would have absolutely been the Seattle Seahawks. No other team. If I'm going to get shot down, it's going to have to be by my guys. But that's where I would have went. So
Good stuff.
yeah.
You have a question today, Cap?
Of course I do. I have a question for B Gold, and I'm going to start with that one first. The question is, and it's an ode to a legend who left us recently, and I'm talking about the late, great John Madden, who had a huge impact on my life and a whole lot of other people that never even play football, which is even more important. But here's the question. If John Madden could call one historic game for your Minnesota Vikings, B Gold, what game would you want him to call? And you got to tell everybody why.
Wow. I got to give that some thought. What game would I want Bud Grant to call?
John Madden.
John Madden. What game would I want John?
That would be cool, actually. That would be cool.
Yeah. And maybe in the booth together.
And if you want, because you've helped me out before, if you want me to go first to give you some space.
Yeah, I think you should go first on this because
Okay.
there's a couple, but I think you should go first on this.
All right, I will. And we have a lot in our history that would be great for John Madden, because the guy was just great with everything he did. But
I
you want to jump?
No, yeah,
Go ahead before you lose it. Go before you lose it.
I
All
got
right.
it. I want John Madden to call the Super Bowl game between the Oakland Raiders and the Minnesota Vikings because he wouldn't have been the coach and we would have won.
I got you. That's good. The game that didn't happen, if it would have happened.
All right, you go first.
John Madden is in there. All right, so for me, and this is just because I think, and the announcers that called this particular game did a darn good job. Let me just get that straight. But I just think John Madden would have taken this to a completely different level because of the dynamics involved. So it's a playoff game in Seattle against the New Orleans Saints. Now, the irony of this is we are the division champions of the NFC West with a record of 7 wins and 9 losses. So everybody's looking at us like, why are you clowns even in the playoffs? You don't even have a quote unquote winning record and you get to host a home game. So you got the Saints coming in feeling right. We had some things going on our side, B Gold. One of them's name was Matt Hasselbeck, whose brilliant performance was overshadowed by an event that literally activated the Richter scale in Seattle when Marshawn Lynch broke off a long run, breaking tackles and bouncing through people, was called the beast mode.
That's where it originated.
The beast quake, I should say. So if John Madden would have been on that game, because Matt Hasselbeck was out of control, Boston College, not a known NFL, pedigree school for quarterbacks. You got Marshawn Lynch who don't quit. You got people on defense putting in work. It was just a great day to be a Seahawk fan. And you know what? We lost the next week. It is what it is, but we made some noise and we represented. And I think Madden would have loved it because it's an underdog story. And I think he likes it.
Absolutely. And, and he brings that passion when he calls the game. So I think I got it. I would have loved to see him call the rookie season of Randy Moss.
Oh, boy.
When they played the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh.
And Randy Moss went off. And I could just imagine, the guy goes left, he goes right, boom, right, past the safety, over the top, back to the goal line, in between the crossbars, touchdown!
And Randy Moss went to Marshall College, right?
He went to Marshall College, yes.
And is their mascot the Buffaloes?
Yes,
I think that's so cool. And I know John Madden would have brought that in somehow.
He would have went back to the small school because Marshall was a small school.
Yeah, that's right.
I think Chad Pennington came from Marshall too, if I remember correctly.
I think you're right.
There's not many athletes that came out of Marshall and made it to the NFL, but that would have been the game because Randy Moss was a man amongst boys that day. Oh, and you know what?
Tough.
Madden would have been all over that call. And do you remember who his sidekick was for most of his career?
Chris Carter.
No, not Randy Moss. John Madden.
Oh, he was with every
Pat Summerall
agency. Yeah, that was a good crew.
Pat Summerall was a great crew because Pat Summerall had that deep voice.
Yeah,
and he was the serious dude. Madden's
John scribbling all over the
screen and boom, bang.
That was nice.
So that would be the game.
That's nice.
I think my first answer was better because if he wasn't coaching the Raiders, we might have had more. They should have had Lane Kiffin coaching at that time, and we would have won the Super Bowl.
Well, I would love to. You said something that was off the cuff, but if Bud Grant could call a game and you get the other guy in there, Osborne or whatever.
We got to include that question.
I keep forgetting the guy's name, but what was it? Jerry
Burns.
Jerry Burns.
Oh yeah, Burnsy.
They would be FCC violated immediately.
Oh, exactly. Every other word. Beep.
All right, so here's a question and that was a nice tribute to John Madden. I thought that was really cool. We love John Madden.
I haven't got a chance to check out the special they did on, but I hope to get that this week.
Yeah,
you know what? Maybe we'll do a little recap on that in one of our upcoming. What do we call those things? Things we got
open items.
Open items. So we got a John Madden open item.
Yeah, I call them homework.
I know you say that on the phone.
Yeah. So, all right, here's a question for the real deal. As you know, as all the Scolders know, Mike Zimmer has been let go and is seeking employment. I'm sure he will land on his feet, but the question for the real deal is, who needs to take the reins of the Vikings and who is capable of taking them to the next level? It's hard to answer right now.
I don't have to answer it right now because it's part of this broadcast.
Oh, sweet. It's coming.
It is part of this broadcast. So it is the answer. It will be revealed. Well, you mean my choice? I think it's too early to tell right now, but when the chatter that I'm hearing is totally ridiculous.
Beautiful.
Totally ridiculous. If I was to say somebody right now, I would say give a long, hard look at Michigan's coach, Harbaugh.
Okay, Harbaugh.
Yeah, that would be my instant reaction. Not necessarily. I know he's a little tough to deal with.
Yeah, he is.
But sometimes that's a good thing because
It can be.
people tell me I'm tough to deal with sometimes.
All you need to make sure is that your folks that you work with are got your back.
I say this to a lot of people. You love and I attribute this to myself sometimes. You love Dennis Rodman when he's on your team, but you can't stand him when he's on any other team.
Yeah, you love the production.
You love the production.
That's directly related to your mission.
Exactly.
And then the antics after that. Maybe you're not a fan,
Oh, so you saying I have antics? Is that what you're saying, Kevin?
No, I'm talking specifically about Dennis Rodman and bringing whiskey to, North Korea and all this other stuff.
Exactly. He's a maniac.
Yeah, let's not go there.
Let's not go there. Exactly. We can go on show
But
on
you
that one.
just alluded to the fact that we're going to have a reveal party. Is that right? We got a reveal?
No,
coming?
we are going to discuss what the so-called
their
brilliant media
names,
is saying,
okay.
and I'm going to tell you, no, maybe,
Got it.
and interview them. Yes, that's what we're going to go. Yes, I've shortened my week recaps just to talk about this stuff.
Good to go. I'm good then. I have no more questions.
All right, let's get on to the open item for the week, and we've been continuing the series on this one. The Mighty Heroes. I'm getting a sweatshirt with an H on it.
You know what? We can screenshot their whole crew.
It's on there.
Get a couple hoodies made up.
So those of you who have not been in our studio, and by the way, we do hope to do a video broadcast, the final episode of this year, to set ourselves up for next year. And you'll see the screen that scrolls by us all the time, and you will get to know who the Mighty Heroes are, visually. So we had some homework this week.
Yes, we did.
It was we were had to watch the Shrinker episode. So, Top Gun.
Oh, my goodness.
Top Gun, he cannot wait to get to these episodes. He calls me after, he goes, Billy, really?
He's not feeling it. He's not feeling it. We're so deep in it. We done bought comic books. We done reached back into the past.
Exactly. Just so everybody knows out there are 6 total comic books for the Mighty Heroes. And the Captain and the Real Deal is right now in possession of 4 of the 6
Originals.
in a really fine shape.
That's exactly
And
right.
we will have all 6 shortly.
It's called cornering the market.
Exactly. But they're very hard to get, by the way.
Yeah.
All right.
And then yep.
This is now the Shrinker episode. It's my new #1 episode.
Is it really?
Yes,
Okay.
it is.
Okay.
I'll tell you why. Diaper Man. He was elusive.
He was acting up.
There was a great lasso from Rope Man.
Yeah, Lasso came correct.
It was, right? Great
Yeah.
lasso. And you know what? Diaper Man, he gets the game ball for helping the team escape and then utilizing the Shrinker device against his enemy.
You know what? I think on that note, I would have to give Power Man or Strong Man the Bam Bam Award because he hit the Shrinker guy so hard twice, but to this guy's credit, it didn't even faze him. He was immediately engaging the other heroes in conversation after getting blasted. So it's kind of funny.
All right. So you got anything else for the episode?
Yep. Just that the Shrinker is a dwarf-sized, power-crazed nut, hell-bent on taking the honestly earned money from the good citizens of Good Haven.
Good Haven.
He shrank the bank and goes,
Hey, wait.
Go ahead.
Good Haven.
This guy uses his crazy shrink ray to shrink the bank, and then he puts it in his hand and goes, I've got all the money from the citizens in the palm of my hand. And then there's a cop. The cops are up front with a blockade. They're like, okay, boys, here he comes. He shrinks the cops and they go sprinting away. Did you notice when he shrinks people, they sprint away?
Yes.
Madness,
Because they're
but it's
afraid they're
funny.
going to get stepped on.
It is funny. Oh my gosh.
It was real. It was good. So has it passed? Is it moved up to #1? We've only watched 3.
I'm riding with the Monsterizer.
You're still riding with the Monsterizer.
Yeah,
All right.
I love the Monsterizer. That was a good one. That's probably my #2 right
We
now.
will count.
There's another one coming though. You gotta check it. You're gonna love it.
You know what? I will let you provide the homework for next week. You send out to Top Gun and me.
We'll do.
The next one. I mean, I think there's only 10 in total. So
Yeah, not a lot.
There's not a lot. So it's, by the way, for those of you who can't stand this part of the segment, it's not going to be that long. There's not that many episodes. All right. Let's get a tip of the cap from the cap if you have one. If not, I have a small one.
All right, you know what? I actually do have a tip of the cap, but I'm going to do something a little bit different.
Okay.
If that's okay with you. I'm going to merge my tip of the cap with my year, not just last week, 2-3 weeks, my entire yearly award for the Bam Bam Award winner.
All right.
This is the person on the defense that got into the most impactful and deliberate collisions. That same person also is getting my tip of the cap from the cap, and I'm going to explain why. Number one, it's my man Quandre Diggs. Quandre, first of all, if you don't know B Gold or those out there listening that aren't watching Seahawks games on a regular basis, my man suffered a very tough leg injury in the fourth quarter of our game against Arizona. He's obviously, going into his free agency, and the team is so legit. If you don't know this piece, Tyler Lockett asked Pete Carroll, listen, I want to stay back with my guy and take care of him and be with him because that's like my brother. And of course, Pete's like, yo, stay with him. So he stayed with him in the hospital. The good part I heard is that there's no ligament damage. It's just bone. So that will heal up. He will be back in Seahawks blue and green, and he will be bringing the heat like he always does. But in the beginning of the season, B Gold, if you don't know this, he did what some of the guys on the team called a hold in, where he showed up on the sidelines, was right there getting the mental reps with the squad, listening to everything and coaching other people up. But he just did that for a week because he was, it's a business. Let's not lose track of that. All season long, this guy, and he was back in camp after that week, but all season long, this guy brought his A game every single Sunday and every day in between the Sundays. Talk to anybody on the team, talk to any coach, they're going to tell you this guy is class act to the maximum, and he was blasting people. And he's not the biggest dude out there. He got no fear. He's coming up on you, and he did it all season long. He won the Bam Bam Award so many times, and he also was a candidate, but I had to get some other names out there. So, Quandre, you heal up, my man. You get my tip of the cap from the cap. You also get the annual Bam Bam Award for the year.
All right.
So well done, brother.
2 segments out of the way at once. But wait a minute.
Can I get some 12 action in there?
Let's get something for Quandre. Boom! Yeah, awful injury. Great. He's been a great player.
No doubt.
And
no doubt.
It's an injury. It's a broken bone. He'll be fine.
He will be.
The
And we need to take care of him, get him his cash that he's earned, and just get him back in the fold, and let's go. We got a lot to do next year.
Exactly. So I got a quick tip of the cap, not from the cap. I give a tip of the cap to the Las Vegas Raiders for making the playoffs.
Oh yeah, they
fired their coach. They got an interim coach in place. They banded together and they beat, surprisingly,
a good team,
a Charger team, to make the playoffs. And by the way, the Charger coach is a complete moron.
Why do you say that?
Because it was 36 seconds to go left in the game. If it ended in a tie, they both would have made it and the Steelers would have been eliminated. This chucklehead called the timeout. The Raiders weren't going to try to advance the ball anymore. They were happy going in. As soon as he called the timeout, they said, dude, we're sending you home.
I was watching that, and when the announcers brought that up, I'm like, man, go with the sure thing. Get to the dance.
Yeah, this Charger coach, he's made some terrible decisions this year. I know he's going for it, and it's
well, who got in as a result of that? Was it Pittsburgh?
Yeah, Pittsburgh got in. If it ended in a tie, Pittsburgh was out.
Wow.
And both teams knew it with 36 seconds to go. They just had to close the clock out. It was done.
Well, you heard what they say: go hard or go home. He was trying to go hard. Now he's going home.
Yeah, he going home, and he made some crazy decisions all year, going for things on 4th down on his own 20-yard line.
Hey,
he made some crazy choices.
You need stability at the top.
Exactly. All right, real deal moment of the week. This is a quick one too. 2 surprising teams that choked in the final weeks: the aforementioned Chargers and the Colts.
Oh, they choked bad. They had everything on the line too, and they didn't come.
Now you know why Philly got rid of Carson Wentz.
And I don't see Indy on the playoff list.
They are not on the playoff list.
They were playoff caliber too, but you know what? You got to get it when your chance is there.
Exactly. All right. Let's get to the recaps. So, okay. Let's get to the Vikings. The Vikings. Week 16, 17, and 18 recaps. I'm going to keep this short. The Vikings needed to win 2 of their final 3 to make the playoffs. That's all. 2 of the final 3. They had so many games go against them this year. The table should have turned. Week 16 against the Rams, it was never really in doubt. We didn't have Dalvin Cook. He was out with COVID. That did not help. And the Rams D-line dominated all day. We were not that far out of it. I just didn't feel like we had a chance. Week 17 versus Green Bay, at Green Bay, saw Cousins go on the COVID list after Dalvin Cook went on the week before. And Coach Zim, the brilliant offensive mind that he is, decided to roll with Sean Mannion at quarterback.
Now, didn't you say before that game, if this guy plays, I'm not watching this game?
I did say that to the captain.
I know why you said it now.
But I watched it. I'm sure Mannion is a nice guy, but he has no business throwing footballs in a real game.
That says a lot. That
No
really
business.
does. That says a lot.
Okay, so out with that game. Now we're done. So week 18, that's a chance to see some younger players. What does Coach Zim do? He's selfish. He says, I'm a professional. I'm going to put the best players out there. No, you knew your butt was getting canned, and you decided, I'm going out on my own terms. He decided to go with the vets. As the game progressed, though, some defensive players did get a chance for game action. And defensive end Kenny Willis out of Michigan State really stood out. Why was this guy left on the practice squad and not used all year? He played great. Constant pressure, pushing the offensive tackle back into the pocket. He ended his part-time day with 3 tackles and 2 sacks. And on one of those plays, he had an offensive tackle with his left hand, and he grabbed the quarterback with his right hand.
Yeah, when I was watching that game, I even said to you, that guy, what we call jumped off the film. I mean, I was like, who is this guy?
And he's
then
been on the practice squad.
He's been tucked on the bench or on the practice squad.
Right,
the whole season.
Zimmer will not play rookies. Now, look at the NFL, how
boy.
it's structured nowadays.
Why would you not play rookies?
You get 4 or 5 years on a rookie contract, depending on when they're drafted. I think the first round picks get 5 years, and anybody else get 4 years on a rookie contract. If you're going to wait 2 or 3 years to give them a shot, you're wasting the valuable, the low cap hit that you have to use for these guys. Zim, this has passed him by. Where was our 3rd round pick guard Wyatt Davis all year? He played on field goals and punts, but that's it. He's a 3rd round pick, highly touted, and you can't get him on the field. You play Oli Uda, who got power drived all year.
You know what? And the problem is, we'll never be privy to this, but I guarantee you the answers are on the practice film, because if that guy's balling like that in a game, I guarantee you he's letting people have it in practice, because that's what we do. That's
fine.
what you do as an athlete.
That's fine. But if you have a hard-nosed coach like Zimmer, by the way, when I get some of the stuff really shortly here, it's going to blow your mind.
Yeah, all I'm saying is that it's too bad, because you know that effort is there in practice and it's visible to everybody.
It's visible.
And the coach ain't showing the love.
He ain't showing up.
To help the squad out.
Why didn't Kellen Mond start week 17 when Cousins was out?
I was looking forward to seeing him.
We got to see Sean Mannion. He's good at holding a clipboard. His hair's straight when he holding the clipboard, but when he got on the field, he don't belong out there with those guys.
Yeah, if you're going to do an experiment, and you spoke highly of that guy, Mond, early on in the season, and I wanted to see him.
Yeah, we had to see him. Texas A&M, broke a lot of stats there. I think he did something that he beat Tebow at something. We had that conversation. Anyway, the Vikings, they finished at 8-9. So many close games. They easily could have been 11-6. Easily. That's only a 3-game swing. I could recap every game and told you how we lost. Dalvin Cook fumbled when we were in field goal range. Greg Joseph missed a field goal. You can't beat. I still don't know the Dallas quarterback that was playing that day to beat us. And wait till I tell you about the Ravens game. When I tell you about that, you are going to go, there's no way. It almost is as bad as the trophy that we still don't have.
You need to get that.
That they say there's a curse on us. Wait till you hear this curse. All right.
I'll tell you what, just real quick, and this is just funny, because every single time I hear the announcer say Greg Joseph, in my head, I hear you saying the leg Joseph every single time, and every team. I haven't seen him miss anything either. Which is
no, he's been pretty good late in the season. So this all starts from the top, and
Always.
now chatter is coming out about the climate and the culture inside the Vikings building.
Oh boy, the laundry's coming out.
So-
Dirty laundry.
Vikings linebacker Eric Kendricks, who's been a great player, criticized Zimmer after the coach was fired on Monday, suggesting his relationship with Zimmer had not been great for years and that the head coach ran a fear-based organization.
Oh no, that's bad.
All right, right tackle
That's bad.
Brian O'Neill, our best offensive tackle, stated the coach rarely said hello in the hallway.
Really?
How is that being a leader?
How are they supposed to sell out for you if you can't even take the time to speak to them? Really?
Exactly. You
That's
cannot sell it.
ridiculous.
Okay, so I have, this is the new curse that I'm telling you about. It is fun fact number 1.
I know you're gonna dig this.
This is called the Immortal Ravens curse.
Let's hear it. This is ominous. Let's hear about
You
it.
want to know what the Ravens curse is?
I do.
Okay. Well, the Vikings and Ravens have played 7 times in franchise history. Okay. In the 3 games that the Minnesota Vikings won, the Vikings galloped to the NFC Championship.
They did.
Yes.
I like that choice of words.
All right. In the 4 games that Minnesota lost, the head coach was fired in the same season.
Really?
That's a curse.
Wow. Yeah, that might qualify for a curse right there.
That's a curse.
Good,
Okay.
Good grief.
I got, and I'm getting long-winded here, but
This was a short recap.
this is short recap. I got a game ball.
Let's hear it.
A game ball.
Oh yeah, I know who better get it.
Who you think?
Better be Dynamite.
Well, Dynamite got screwed
He did.
by Coach Zimmer.
He did.
But no,
That was
I actually have a better game ball that I'm going to give to you right now.
What's better than a regular game ball? Uh-oh, it's third down. It's third down.
That's it. Game ball from the real deal goes to the Vikings owners, Ziggy, Mark, and Leonard Wilf, for cleaning house.
There you go.
Get them out. Take their keys, take their parking passes. They're gone.
Tell him to get on his horse without his head as usual and ride off.
Exactly. So
Odin would have been proud.
Odin would have been proud. So breaking news this week, Black Monday saw the hammer come down on Coach Zim.
Yes, it did.
Looking back on his time with the team, it is now clear he was nothing more than a good, not a great, a good defensive coordinator. The past 2 years has shown the shine on that has also gone away. He never invested enough time with the team as a whole. Good riddance.
So maybe he won't land on his feet then with that laundry coming out, because if that's the culture that he pushes and leads from, who wants that in their building?
I don't know
if that's accurate.
But
And the players ain't gonna generally come out and lie, especially when you can't touch them now because you're gone.
you can't touch them. All right, I got one more thing before we turn it over to get your recap of your last 3 weeks. Outside the box with the real deal. Let's talk about coaching candidates that are already flying around.
Here we go. Pay attention now. Pay attention out there.
There's a writer who they should take his darn pen away. Liam McKeon. He's the big lead journalist. He provided 3 options to be the new coach. Jim Caldwell. No! Todd Bowles. No! We don't need no more defensive guys. And Eric Bieniemy. Okay. I'll give you one.
Eric.
I'll give you 1 out of 3.
Yep.
Well, let's interview him. Is he a product of Andy Reid, or does he have some talent? By the way, he was a coach in the Minnesota organization, Vikings organization, quite some time ago when he first started coaching. He was our running backs coach. But this guy, Liam McKeon, I guarantee he doesn't have a lot of followers, because he should never be allowed to write an opinion article again. Awful. If the Vikings hire one of the first two, I might have to consider rooting for a new franchise.
I don't think you have to worry about that, honestly. I think your management is on point, and they still talk to Bud.
All right.
I guarantee you they talked to Bud before they did this move. So
Yeah, with that, we would have had Pete Carroll if they listened to him. But that was different ownership. Different ownership.
We're going to talk about my man Pete and where he's going to be coaching next year.
I also heard former Raiders coach, I think he lasted 1 year, Lane Kiffin.
Oh, okay.
As an option because he started his coaching career in college in Minnesota. Please, no. Read articles on this guy. He's a total buffoon.
Oh,
Nobody
man.
likes him. No.
Nobody likes
I'll
him.
root for the Jets first. I'm not taking. I'll join my buddy, my former colleague, and I'll root with the Giants with him. No, Lane Kiffin
Out.
No.
He's out.
All right, now
That was the real deal, y'all.
3 more that came up. Josh McDaniels, New England Patriots offensive coordinator. All right, let's bring him in. He kind of stiffed Tennessee, but the more I read into that, I think he thought he was going to get more GM duties than they actually promised him.
Well, look who's at Tennessee now, though.
Yeah, no, I get it.
His bro Vrabel. So
Yeah.
maybe he knew
Yeah.
and was like, let this guy go because he's a Patriot. That Patriot way thing, maybe it's something to do with that.
Exactly. All right, here's the
Or he
next
was
one.
scared.
Here's another one. Please no. Kellen Moore, the Dallas Cowboys offensive coordinator. No.
Is that because you don't like the Cowboys? or just-
Nobody
Okay, all right.
named Kellen can coach a football team. No respect, Kellen. Kellen
Oh,
O.
man. That man didn't earn his respect yet.
No. And finally, before I turn over you, Cap, Doug Peterson, former Philadelphia's head coach. You know what? He's scheduled in for a visit. You know what? He kicked our butts in the NFC Championship. He's not an offensive or defensive guy, or he might be, but he never says that's all I do. He won a Super Bowl. You know what? Schedule him, bring him in. Let's hear what he has to offer. That's what I got.
Interesting.
That's what I got.
That's a lot.
That's what I got. So, Cap,
Holla at me.
it's your turn. Take it.
All right. And I'm pretty sure, not be too lengthy, too long. I'm going to try to kick this off. So, B-Gold, as you well know, because I spoke about it.
Oh, by the way, can I interrupt and say one quick thing before you get going?
Anytime.
What has gotten into Top Gun? He's hitting all the posts today with all these sound effects. What's going on, Cap?
My man is dialed in. Now, you know he got caught in some jet wash last week, right?
But
And it shook him up a little
it
bit.
shook him up, man. He's game on today.
But as always, he recovered.
Recovered.
Yeah, he recovered. He came out that jet wash. He regained control of that jet and put in work on the tangos like he always does. So listen, when we were last together, the Hawks had a faint pulse, and we needed to win out the last 3 games of the season to give ourselves a shot to get into the big dance. How'd it go? Week 16, we lost a heartbreaker to the Chicago Bears, 25-24. It was absolutely a crushing defeat. It was in our house, and it stung like crazy, man. I'm being honest. What could have easily happened next, though, as the media was spinning up all sorts of speculative commentary about everybody's future, Coach Carroll's, Russell's, GM Schneider, John Schneider, my guy. They're trying to pit us against each other to make it seem like we had to implode the whole squad. I got to be honest also, even my optimism took a hit when we lost to Chicago. But you know what, B-Gold? True to form as a true Seahawk, a true 12, a true member of the Emerald Nation, man, we don't quit. We hit back. We don't lay down. We do. We literally fight back. And I saw that happen all year long, even though parts of the operation weren't working together very well. We hadn't really meshed, but we did fight. And, you know, the squad basically said, listen up. No tent folding here. We will fight until we can't fight anymore. And if we hit all cylinders, nobody can beat us. We had one more game in front of us, in front of the 12s, our last game in front of the 12s. And we basically said, who's going to get it? In come the Detroit Lions. And as Rashad Penny was heard singing after the game in the locker room, the Hawks came here tonight to throw down, so spread the good word all around town. So Opponents don't hate on us now. You know that we love to ground and pound. The style of ball we play is a treat. So keep your body out of your seat. The sound of our pads will make you get weak. So 2022 will just be so sweet. Huh! I didn't know Rashad Penny liked to rap. I really didn't know that. So it was really encouraging.
He put it together.
He was just trying to, get some emotion out. But I'm going to go through the 3 games really, really quickly.
No, it's your floor, baby.
Painful loss against Chicago at home. Lumen Stadium. We lost 25-24, as I mentioned. Nick Foles was 24 for 35, 250 yards and a touchdown. Russell Wilson was 16 for 27, 181 yards and a touchdown. Their running back, Mr. Montgomery, who's pretty darn good.
He's good.
21 carries for 45 yards.
And he's fresh. He missed a lot of the season.
He did. 21 carries, 45 yards, 1 touchdown.
Yep.
Our run game was on point as usual. Our run defense, I should say. And then enters Rashad Penny, 17 carries, 135 yards, and a trip to the house. Let's check on the receivers really quickly. Mr. Montgomery led the team in receiving. 7 receptions for 61 yards. And I don't have the stat line for my guy Everett, do I? No. But Everett, our tight end, led us in receiving. So got the tight ends involved. Here's a problem, though. Time of possession. They had the ball for 38 minutes and 25 seconds. We had it for 21 minutes. We're still in the game because we're that good, which we did a lot. We had the ball less than our opponents most of the time, and we still hang in there and fight. So that game is over. We know we're out of the playoffs. We could lay down, like I said. We don't do that. Like, who's next? And they were salivating. So in come the Detroit Lions. We beat their doors off of their vehicles and everything that they traveled in. Every door was off by the time they left. And we beat them 51-29. Now
that was just one of those games where you got to get everything out.
Well, they were fired up, and they're like, we're not going to lay down, especially in front of the 12s, man. And I watched how they're going to treat the 12s next year, but I don't even know this guy's first name, but his last name is Boyle. He's their quarterback for Detroit. He was 22 for 37.
Yeah, Goff was out that game, so no, I don't know who he is either.
Yeah. 262 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 3 picks. Yes, Diggs got a pick. What's my guy's name? DJ Reed got a pick, who I love. Our corner we got from Frisco. We stole him basically because John Schneider does deals like that. He's that good. Russell Wilson was 20 for 29, 236 yards, 4 touches, no picks. Balling, doing what Dangerous does. Mr. Swift, their running back, had 4 carries for 32 yards, and he led the team. So the running game was shut down again by the Green Wave. Rashad Penny, 25 carries, 170 yards, 2 trips to the crib, be gold. And then receivers, let's just get it in. Mr. St. Brown was balling. I have to give him credit.
Yeah, and he's a good player.
I think he's a rookie. I don't even know.
He's a rookie.
8
he's out of Minnesota.
He's a beast.
University of Minnesota. He's a good player.
Yeah, he had a heck of a day. 8 receptions, 111 yards.
He played good after that as well.
And 1 touchdown. And for some reason, I don't have my man Freddie Swain's stats, but Freddie Swain led us in receiving that day. They had the ball for 26-27. We had the ball for 33-33. So when we get the rock, we can be dangerous. And I'm going to lead up to my man Shane Waldron. I see you. Mr. Waldron. I see you. I comment on you almost every week. Game leaders for our game, against Arizona now. We're moving to the last week of the season. We win the game 38-30. Game was not that close to be gold. We straight dominated them. Russell Wilson was 15 for 26, 238 yards, 3 touches, 1 pick. That pick could have been avoided, but it wasn't. Kyler Murray was 20 for 39, 240 yards, 1 touch. I hope you're noticing a trend with these quarterbacks getting their yards, not getting more than 2 touchdowns in the air. Because our secondary stepped their game up. Now check this out. Rashad Penny, 23 carries, $190, and a trip to the house. John Connor, who's a baller, used to play for Pittsburgh. Everybody knows how tough he is. James, I'm sorry, thank you. Everybody knows how tough that guy is. He had 15 carries for 52 yards and a touchdown. So why are these guys getting like short yards from these opposition teams and getting a touchdown? Because of field position. That's where that's coming in. You're not killing our defense, although we still have a little trouble getting off the field on 3rd down. It's been a trend all year. We will fix that. Receiving, you got my man Tyler Lockett, 5 receptions, 98 yards, 2 touchdowns, and as sweet as silk. And their leading receiver was Travis Kelce, but I don't have his stat line for some reason. And we only had the ball against the Cards for 24 minutes and 11 seconds. They had the ball for 35 minutes and 49 seconds, but we still put in work. Now, Coach Waldron, I was on you pretty much all year because basically we, the 12s, the Emerald Nation, we desperately needed you to get our immense talent in the game flow. And maybe I was asking too much and not respecting enough how hard it is to get comfortable being an OC, a new OC. And I know you tried to temper me throughout the season with that B Gold, and I appreciate it. But, you know, you come in as a prodigy, we want to see some results. And we saw flashes. We saw flashes of it. I did like the little bursts of our capabilities as the season rolled on. And the glimpses were fewer and far between, but we did get teased with what we could do. And I was happily encouraged with how we finished the season. We should have beat the Bears. We know that. There are probably 5 or 6 games in there that we should have. It could have went either way.
It's the NFL.
It is.
Any given Sunday.
Exactly. And so we know that. That's been our story all season. We left some games on the field that could have been dubs, but they weren't. They were L's, and we got to live with it. And as you said, that's football. But what I saw with Detroit, and then to cap it off against Arizona, knowing that everybody was going to be like, well, you beat Detroit, no big deal. I know better. Detroit balls. You get caught slipping in the NFL, period, you're going to get your chin checked. You get caught slipping against a feisty, scrappy team like that, you can take the L. And some of us know that better than others right here at this table. You know, there's no joke. So to shut down those mindsets with a convincing win against not only a heated division rival, but it was a heated division rival with something to play for, B Gold. How'd that go for them? Ask Rashad Penny. Ask Russell Wilson. Ask Jordan Brooks, who tied a freaking team record with 20 tackles. Because my man B Wags, I hope you heal up soon too, bro, was out. Now, you could even ask Coach Carroll, who never quit on his team or his philosophy, and he faced everything that came at him head on like a real leader does. So who else do you want at the helm during adversity? Me? Right now? Man, nobody else. In Pete, I trust. I got to talk to Coach Norton for a hot second. Coach Norton, I got to give you some props, man, for turning the defense around, because the pace at the beginning of this season was historically bad, in the wrong direction, just like last year. You seem to get our defensive backs turned around because John Schneider was on his hustle and got some people in there. And I also saw you add that 5-2 quick clock monster defense to help Jamal Adams do what he does. And I see you, Ryan Neal. You be balling too. So the one thing that has to be fixed, though, with our defense, B Gold, is not only the pressure that we need to get from our interior linemen, but we got to stop having the defensive ends and tackles drop into coverage, into these little zone drops. Coach Norton, bro, if you don't stop that, you may not be able to stay. You got to cut that out, man. After the bye week, and I didn't even know this, Carlos Dunlap had his, they have these kind of like pulse check meetings with their staff or what have you. And he told them, like, listen, I'm not being used the way I should be used. I get after that quarterback, and I can stop the run, but I get after that quarterback. And if you noticed, as the second half of our season started to progress, Carlos Dunlap was showing up on a stat sheet where he wasn't doing that before. So I appreciate that conversation. I appreciate the fact that, coaches listen and they adjust. Let's just do that sooner rather than later. So to wrap this piece up, back in the day when the Legion of Boom was on watch and Marshawn Lynch was on watch, and, him being led by my man, Mike Robb, I got to give Michael Robinson some love, leading Marshawn Lynch up into the fray, which is the line of scrimmage. Everyone and their mamas and daddies, nieces and nephews knew that we were going to run a cover 2 base defense and that Marshawn Lynch was going to transition into beast mode during the game. We did not care that it was known because we were committed and dared it to be stopped. It didn't happen often, B Gold. The more we did it, the better we got at it. And the natural result of that was the opening of the rest of the defensive and offensive playbooks, respectively. It's a natural flow. When you do something so good that people can't stop it, it naturally loosens them up because they're going to so commit to what you've been doing that they can't stop. Now you're going to see holes get exposed. So next year, I hope the whole league puts out an all-points bulletin on the Hawks. If we keep Dangerous Russell, which we should, Rashad Penny, I hope we can keep him, and Quandre Diggs.
Is his contract up? Pennies?
Yeah, he's a free agent.
Oh, he is?
He'll be a free agent, yeah.
Oof.
They need to try to work that out.
I had that question for you.
They need to try to work that out, but I'd like to see 85% of our roster return with some tweaks. And I do hope they open up some dialogue with Russell, because, man, when Russell's on, we can't stop him. So then that's pretty much all I got on my recaps.
All right.
And I'm looking forward to the next chapters.
I got my thoughts. They're short. Seattle finished the season winning 2 in a row, and I think this saves Pete Carroll's job. I think the conversation goes away because he beat a division rival,
And the team didn't quit, because to me, and
they didn't quit.
I think you're right, because a sign of a coach losing the locker room, it shows up on the field.
Yeah.
It shows up on the field. And these dudes never quit. They play hard all the way to the end.
Justin Jefferson made a comment 2 weeks ago
About
that
the Hawks?
about the Vikings, that there was no energy in the locker room prior to the game.
You got to be kidding me.
No. And, for him to come out and say that as a rookie, he says, I tried to get everybody pumped up, and it just didn't seem like guys were getting into it. I think
That's hard.
after hearing Eric Kendrick's comments, I think some of the not Zimmer's core guys, but some of the guys that were still very big part of the defense just said, you know what, I can't listen to this guy anymore.
That's horrible. Some of my most fun memories when I was playing football in college were the moments in the locker room before you go out to the game, when you got your crew.
And he said there was no energy before the Rams game, before the Green Bay game. Yeah, man, you're starting. I wouldn't have been excited. And I'm a pretty excitable guy. All right, so
I can't even fathom
my observation with no first round pick.
Yep.
The Seahawks are going to have to be very creative to make this team better. Keeping and having a healthy Russell Wilson will make a big difference, because I think he returned too early from his injury just because of who he is.
I think so too.
Yeah. But this is a little homework for you, Cap. Open item. I need to know who the impending free agents are, and is there enough cap space not only to keep them, but to add more pieces. And I can't do the same homework for myself, because I don't know who's coming in to be the leader.
True.
Without knowing that, I don't know what their direction is. I don't know what their philosophy is. I do know we have to get better in the trenches, and we have to take advantage of our offensive talent before it gets too long in the tooth.
That's fair. And I know that we have some pretty good cap space, but I will get that homework done.
All right. Let's get to the wild card weekend picks.
Yo, it's time for the picks, the weekly predictions by them guys. Get your notebooks out, because they rarely miss. Make way for Captain Book when he makes his picks. You can't touch this dude. Reppin' Hawks in the Emerald Nation. All units, battle stations. So welcome to the battle zone. It's a place where Captain Book is never alone. With his guide, he goes by his side. Sporting purple, always ready to ride. A real Viking maniac, never afraid to go on the attack. And when needed, in comes the real deal. He's got a real feel for NFL skill. So listen close and get the word. Don't be the one who hadn't heard about Captain Book and Boot Gold. Dropping knowledge, truth be told. Beat the picks. Battle tested.
We have been battle tested
Unquestionably.
all year. So let's talk about the regular season prediction record.
Johnny King, what's up, brother?
Nope, not yet. We didn't get to him yet.
I'm ready for it.
We're getting-
It's coming. I'm amped up. I'm
All right.
amped up.
Captain went 9 wins and 6 losses for week 16, and he ended the regular season with 141 wins and 79 losses. The real deal went 11-4 this week and ended the regular season 135 wins and 85 losses. Cap's lead was reduced to 6 games leading into the playoffs. So, let's get to the wild card weekend game predictions. Woo!
Welcome back, Rick. Welcome back, Mr. Flair.
Back in the house. Back in the house.
They got a hell of a robe on today, too.
Step into a Slim Jim.
Oh, man. Randy Savage is in the building, y'all.
We got the dynamic duo here this
What
week.
up, Macho Man? Happy New Year, fellas.
All right. Wild card weekend, Saturday at 4 p.m. We got the Raiders visiting the Bengals. You know what? I was very surprised to see the Raiders make it into the playoffs. They might keep it close, but the Bengals will claw their way past the Raiders, 31-23.
I got to ride with you on this one. The Cincinnati Bengals will tear and claw and rip their prey apart. This week, it's going to be the Raiders. 35 Cincinnati, Raiders 21.
Okay. Let's move to the wild card weekend Saturday, 8 p.m. game. This is my game of the week. New England at Buffalo. I got New England.
Uh-oh, it's coming.
Traveling to Buffalo.
Upset of the weekend.
And getting buffaloed by Josh Allen and the Bills. 27-23.
Yeah, and I know my guy at work, Adam, I won't say his last name. He's going to be up there with his crew because he's a Buffalo Mafia member for sure. And I got the Buffalo Bills getting ready to absolutely stampede the Patriots. 28-17.
28-17,
They
Buffalo.
coming for the rookie.
All right. Moving to the Sunday wild card weekend games. We got Philly traveling down south to Tampa Bay. The Buccaneers pillage their way past the Eagles.
I like it.
Tampa Bay 30, Philly 16.
Yes, I see something similar. I see the Buccaneers from Tampa Bay storming the field and firing all cannons against the Eagles in a victory, 35-17.
Okay, let's move to the 4 p.m. game on Sunday. San Francisco visiting the Cowpokes down in Dallas.
What you got?
This is my upset in round one. This is my upset.
Is this fueled by hate? Or
No, it's not. You know what?
San Fran is hot right now.
I like the way the San Francisco Lions are playing. So I got the 49ers gold rushing the Cowboys. 24-20.
I like it. And I just got to take a quick moment to say that the NFC Best has 3 teams in the NFL's playoffs. It's pretty impressive. And we beat one of them, but we didn't beat enough. So let's move on. We're not in it. So listen, this is what I got. I got the Cowboys at home. Let me see if I can get this right. They're going to give a silent shout out to the great Muhammad Ali and conduct a cowboy rope-a-dope on the San Francisco 49ers. They're going to win 40-30.
40-30.
Oh, yes. Points are going up.
Garoppolo can't score that many points.
He can score 30,
What's
though.
the defense going to get 3 picks?
He can score 30.
No, he can't.
But Dallas is going to score 40.
Okay. Let's move on to the Sunday 8 p.m. game. Somehow I missed this. Kev said, we're going to talk about this game? I don't have it written down. We got Pittsburgh traveling to Arrowhead to face the Kansas City Chiefs. I got the Chiefs scalping the Steelers 38-17.
We see something similar. I see the Kansas City Chiefs sending a war party to defend their home team, their home turf, to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers 31-17.
31. So we're close. I got an extra touchdown for KC. I just think Mahomes is mad and he wants to put as many points on the board.
And they're home. That is no nice place to play football, especially in the playoffs in Kansas City.
Yeah. And Big Ben will not finish this game.
If he does, I mean, I hope he does, but he ain't going to finish with a win.
No, he's not going to finish with a win.
No, it's going to be too much for him.
Okay. Let's get to the final game of Wild Card Weekend. Monday, 8 p.m. Arizona visits the L.A. Rams. Here's how I'm seeing this. And I didn't want to bring this up when you were talking about the Seahawks victory over Arizona.
Yeah.
But they're not the same without DeAndre Hopkins.
And we took some more life out of them last week.
And not having DeAndre Hopkins will be the difference. I got the Rams stampeding the Cardinals 28-24.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough game. It should be a real competitive game, but I got the Rams. Just visualize this, B Gold. The Rams are going to lean back on 2 feet and then thrust their horns forward to knock the Cardinals in the next season. In true Ram fashion. They're going to win 30-24.
At least you didn't say it was a Dodge Ram.
I'm still waiting for Johnny King's music, but I love this music right here, too, though.
That's coming, Johnny King's, for our fantasy section. All right. So let's move on out of wild card weekend. Hey, Cap, we got to try something new here.
Let's do it.
Because we don't have the fantasy section anymore, and we definitely want to get that Johnny King music rolling on up.
No doubt.
So what we're going to do is we're going to add a new section here.
Let's do it.
And what it's called the survival pool for the playoffs. All right?
Uh-oh, this is new to me.
It's as new to you. So let me give you a little... There he is.
There we go. What's up now? I can say it for real now.
Exactly.
It's my man Johnny King putting it down.
So here's how we're going to do it. You get to pick one team to advance each week until the Super Bowl. Once you pick that team, you can't use them again. Now, if you lose,
I'm out.
You're out.
Oh, boy.
Now, we could both lose in the first week and have to start all over again next week. So we can continue this throughout. But, so if you were to pick, I'll say you were to pick the Seattle Seahawks to win the Super Bowl, and you picked them to win this week.
I couldn't touch them anymore.
And you couldn't touch them anymore. So if they made it to the Super Bowl, you'd be forced to pick the other team.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
Okay. So with that being said,
that means I got to roll some dice here.
You got to roll some dice. So unfortunately, I'm going to take Tampa Bay. I know it's probably the easiest one to pick.
Wow.
I'm taking that one because you know what? The other games to me can go either way. That's the only one I don't see them going. I couldn't be confident going either way.
But that means you don't think Tampa Bay is going to make it to the Super Bowl.
I do not.
Okay.
Want to know why? Too many injuries. But I think this week's an easy one for them. I think after this, I think they will be exposed at some point.
Do you think they're going to miss Antonio Brown? No, let's not even go there. I'm just joking. Let's not go there.
Yeah. Another topic, right, another podcast.
Yep. So listen, this is what I'm going to do then. Are you good?
I'm good. I'm taking Tampa.
All right. This is a dice roll, but I'm going to go with some teams in the NFC West because I've seen them a lot this year. Yep. I'm going to go with the LA Rams. I picked them to win, and I think I'll be in a good position if they do win because I ain't going to pick them to win next week if they get this W. But I'm going to say the Rams for this one.
All right. That's great. Rams. Buccaneers.
I'm not rooting for them, but I just need them to get this win here.
I just see it that there is a chance that Arizona somehow could win.
Oh, absolutely.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So
absolutely,
I'm trying to think,
they could win.
The Eagles would be probably the biggest upset of the week, right?
Yeah, if Philly won.
That's what I'm saying. If Philly won, that'd be the biggest upset.
Yeah. They should be great games, though.
Exactly. So, Scolders, 12s, and all you football fanatics.
You are at the right place.
Thank you for tuning in today, and make sure to get the word out on the street to check out all of our episodes. This is episode 20, so you got a lot of catching up to do. We've had some peaks and valleys, but we try to get better. We strive for continuous improvement.
That's it, baby.
All right. The Vikings have begun the search for the next GM and coach, and I cannot tell you how excited I am. That excitement could get squashed pretty quickly if they hire someone I don't agree with. Here's examples. Lane Kiffin. No. Todd Bowles. No, neither of those guys. Let's get someone in here who is a leader for the whole team, right? The leader for the whole team. That's what I want. That's what I wanted. I want a leader for the whole team, not just for the defensive side of the ball. Am I right with that, Kat?
I don't know how you could be wrong.
All right. So... let's take advantage of the explosiveness on the offensive side of the ball, and let's get those trenches solidified.
Let's do it.
Cat.
What's up?
Captain.
As you always do.
Captain.
Present and ready to report.
Bring us home.
Scolders. Hey, it is what it is. Coach Zimmer's out. The change is coming to the treasure-filled valleys of your purple kingdom. I hope you get what you want and deserve. Have a great offseason and come back ready to rock and roll. To my 12s, the Seahawks and the entire Emerald Nation. This was not ideal, but no one can deny that this was one hell of a journey. I hope you had as much fun as Big Old, the real deal Top Gun, and I did. Despite all of the drama, the twists and turns, ups and downs, straightaways and sharp turns, we got you back down safely, and it ain't over. Off-season will be fun, and we'll be here to keep you updated on everything. So, Scolders, skol on. And to my 12s and the entire Emerald Nation, Emerald up and go Hawks. Peace.